Previously on Earth 405, the Avengers stand triumphant. Mostly. One alien threat vanished, only to reveal another, potentially more deadly foe, hiding behind a friendly guise. In its wake, the Kree sentry left only a hole where once had been mankind's promise of the stars. The flesh and blood Kree interloper that remained fled with Captain Carol Danvers in his grasp. Does he mean to save her life or end it? Faced with another extraterrestrial invasion, the Avengers are left wondering what horrible fate might still befall the cradle of humanity that we call Earth 405.
When last we were here, the Avengers had fought a Kree sentry into pieces, only to have it reform and go back on a rampage towards the ship that Captain America and Carol Danvers had crash-landed in Central Park. It succeeded in closing the distance to the ship and obliterated it.
Ooh.
In the process. So, the last thing that happened, as the robot was bearing down on the ship, Carol threw herself in front of it, saying, no, the fastest thing I've ever flown will not just be destroyed by some random robot. So, as the robot was about to explode the ship...
Did we know it was a Kree sentry? Was that
we don't know that yet. Thor knows that.
You guys don't know it. I know it.
Okay.
However, your lieutenant colonel of the Air Force, who was kind of your science officer... Lawson,
yes.
Very good.
Right.
Came out of nowhere, literal nowhere,
Yeah.
shimmered into existence from nowhere to wrap Carol up and protect her from the blast.
That's right.
The blast obliterates his apparent disguise, and when
Yes, and then he turns out he's blue.
as you blink the spots out from in front of your eyes, the ship is destroyed and there's a crater there. The robot is nowhere to be found, and Lawson is now a blue guy with a fin on his head. Sweet. And he immediately picks Carol up and flies away. What would you all like to do about that?
Okay.
Well, Peter Parker looks at the rest of the group and goes, "Did that guy from the Blue Man Group just kidnap your friend?"
Oh my god.
Who invited that guy?
You did, Cap, kind of.
You're not even a real Avenger.
Go home, hoodie.
I want to use telekinesis to hold Spider-Man in place really quick because we don't know who this guy is.
Wait, we were attacking Spider-Man?
We don't know who he is. We need to figure out who he is and what the situation
That's
is. Like, we don't.
Number one priority. That's so interesting.
Yeah, we don't. Like, he could, for all we know, he could be in league with these people.
But he was fighting the robot with us.
I didn't see that.
I think you did.
You did. Yeah.
He shot webs at the
Probably saw him save Cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you definitely saw him try something against the robot, like try and web it up.
I still don't know who he is.
No,
I have trust issues.
He's
all right.
He's some shady kid in a hoodie with spider powers. It's creepy.
Yeah. So I would like to go ahead and use like the telekinesis, like to flash my little red things at him and keep him in place so that we can question him.
So let me just say that means the action scene continues, and I'm perfectly fine with jumping to Scarlet Witch. I forgot to write down whose turn it was. So I'm perfectly fine.
Scarlet Witch's turn.
I'm perfectly fine with jumping to Scarlet Witch as she tries to telekinetically hold Spider-Man in place.
Just like she
player versus player.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Okay, great, excellent.
Please build your pool.
I thought you were going to grab the guy that's actually running away from us.
Well, he apparently sped out of the way, and again, I have trust issues. I don't know this guy. We don't know what the situation is.
That.
Will you just let me tell you what Thor's doing real quick?
Go ahead.
Thor takes his entire action to look up to the sky and go, huh. That's it.
Seems legit.
Thank you for interrupting my dice pool for that.
Seems legit.
So what do I do?
Same thing. You are the she is the active player. You are the defensive player, and you build your dice.
I would like to use my special effect. Well, hang on. What do I want to use? Well, that's crap. Okay, well, so 10, and then my effect die is a D10.
Well, that's a pretty sizable effect die. What's Spidey going to do to...
So I'm solo. Well, I rolled and I liked it, so I don't need to work.
Okay, how'd you do?
So I got 16.
And what were you doing? Tell me what you were doing to...
the Wisecracker, the superhuman reflexes, 'cause I'm assuming I'm trying to dodge out of the way of what...
You tell me, is that what you do? Like, as soon as you start to feel the pressure on, you just jump...
flip out of the way.
Jump away.
I'm flip out of the way and behind Captain America if I can. Like,
Nice.
Oh, she was the one that was nice to me.
It's a good choice, because Captain's a little pissy right now, just so you know.
So, an acrobatics master.
Yeah, right on.
So, I got 16 total and D10.
Okay.
Damn.
16 beats the hell out of a 10.
Yes, it does.
So
Yeah.
you do, like, you feel that pressure start to kind of push in on him, and faster than you've seen anyone other than your brother react.
Right.
All of a sudden, the kid is behind Captain America and, like, you know, kind of looking around the edge of the shield or whatever. And what was the joke? Did you have a joke?
She's a witch!
That's not a joke. That's a statement of fact.
No, I liked it. I
And
laughed
yet
real
we
hard.
all laugh.
I threw my head back.
She weighs the same as a duck. She's made of wood. She's.
Why are you attacking me? That blue guy just stole your friend.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Super fair question. I like that a lot.
Yes,
Hey, Scarlet Witch, who would you like to go next?
I would like Pietro to go next. You're the only person that I trust right now.
Yeah, I see that this is happening.
I take stock.
This is why they call him Quick.
I acknowledge that. Right.
Cap's got jokes.
I would probably take a couple seconds. I'm going to be looking back and forth between Spider-Man and my sister and the blue guy that just ran away with Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
And I see
Hang
that...
on, point of order. Can we, like, he sped away, right? We can't see him
He flew
anymore.
away.
He flew up or away.
Think about this. Think about it like this. Remember, panel of a comic book,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So one panel, he's away,
Yes.
going away, right?
Okay.
Next panel, you go, hey, you, kid in the hoodie.
Right.
Right? So you still, look, you're
It's
hella
still- yeah.
fast. You want to keep up with him?
I want to make sure we don't lose his trail.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so I'm going to
Sister's
say,
gonna be pissed now.
I'll be back.
I understand what you're doing.
I need to get this guy. And so I am going to be running after him.
Here's the thing. So you don't even have to roll.
Okay.
Because he is not trying to dodge being followed. All right.
Good.
As long as all you're doing is trying to keep up and keep an eye on him, don't roll. We only roll, this is worth saying, when someone is opposing you.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
He is
So he's not hiding.
beelining for a now if somebody had tried to take
He's
a
going
swing
for
at
a
him or something
hospital.
like that,
Okay,
we would be
right.
rolling
He's going
dice
for a hospital
because
for a
he is beelining for a hospital.
Okay,
So
good.
basically
But we don't know that.
you
Well,
no, absolutely
I
not.
pick
So
up on
you-
it as I'm going.
You speed up, you stick with him, and you lose him a little, but I mean, you're very fast.
Mm-hmm.
He goes past a building, so you've got to run around the block till you can see him again. But he basically goes as quickly, up and then down as he can to an emergency room. All right.
Okay, good.
Like that's what he does, and he causes a minor panic, but he has a hurt person in a uniform. I mean, and everything going on is on the TVs, in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Right. So you see him, saying to doctors, to intake nurses, whatever, like help her. She's been hurt, and they start that process. But
Okay.
very good use of your turn. I'm just saying
Absolutely.
it's not contested. As long as nobody was stopping him from getting to a hospital, he doesn't care.
Okay, I
So-
think that's actually productive. I don't feel bad about using it to do that so that I know where that went.
You
I'm
can
gonna-
be right there, like on the curb, or you can go on in and talk to him for a minute if you want. That's a
yeah.
little more transition scene stuff, but again, you've got a panel's worth of conversation to be had, and not like a Claremont panel. Conversation.
Not a 2-page spread.
Yeah,
and
not
all
like
that stuff.
like one guy's getting kicked and there's like 9 word balloons. It's like
Kevin
how
Smith
does
isn't
that
writing this
even-
comic.
Yeah, no.
I
Okay.
appreciate that description.
That's
Yeah. I'm going to look at his name's Lawrence or what was it?
Lawson.
Lawson.
Lawson is the name that you have known him by. Meanwhile, okay,
Right.
yeah, you got a panel or two.
Okay, so I'm going to look at him as I'm looking back and forth pretty quickly. I'm trying to assess this whole situation. I figured it out a little bit. Going to look at Lawson and say, I have a few words I want to have with you, but I need to stop my sister from killing someone. And I'm going to zoom out of the room and go back to Central Park
He
immediately.
I mean, you don't take the time to see it, but he has a real understanding look about that statement.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
He also has a murderous, crazy sister, I guess.
he gets that. He gets that, man. He gets it. So then you blip back just in time to see who goes next.
I think Spider-Man has every right to respond.
I just can't wait to see what happens. Like, are you going to just web her up, or are you just going to talk nice, or are you going to make jokes at her expense? I don't even know.
I'm a little ill-prepared.
That's how I feel every time. It's okay.
So, I already flipped behind Captain America. I already made the comment, why are you attacking me? That blue guy took your friend and ran away. So at this point, I'm not going to try to attack or anything. I'm not feeling on the offensive. I'm still just kind of cowering behind, like holding on to Miss.
Can you leave your mic a little closer to you?
Yeah, holding on to Miss America and
Miss America.
Well, whatever points you'd built up with her, you just lost.
Captain America. I was remembering the joke I made earlier.
Yeah, that's all right.
And I'm going to go, hey, I got no dog in this fight. I'll leave if you want. I was just here to save people. I'm out. No worries.
Okay, so I kind of like, since we're still in an action scene, and it might be kind of fun for playing with, why don't you try and convince the Scarlet Witch that you are on the side of right? You did see him attack the robot. Mm-hmm. He hid behind Captain America, who didn't immediately punch him. So it's... I
mean, I'm willing to admit that I made a mistake, maybe.
But
I think
saying,
it's a good story.
That kind of thing of convincing other people to do stuff, you can do with dice. Like, even if the player doesn't really want to, if you win the argument...
So yeah, I kind of feel like that's where I was going with the, hey, I'm just here to save civilians. I'm not trying to fight the Avengers. Trying to throw it out there like, I'm just trying to help. I'm very sorry if I've done something wrong. So what do I roll? Roll for that?
It sounds like Scarlet Witch is prepared to be convinced.
I am prepared to be convinced.
So, if she wasn't, I was going to say, let's build a pool and do the thing. But that's kind of like she's not contesting it. She's like, well, all right, my mistake.
I'm going to stand by my sister and put my hand on her shoulders. Like, I'm actually on her side right now. Like, I'm not here attacking her. I'm going to make sure she knows she's not alone in this moment because I can tell that this situation got pretty stressed. And
okay, I'm going to let Spidey
calm things down.
So
I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So now I feel like we've moved into transition stage period.
Yeah.
You're no longer, no one's trying to attack Lawson. No one's trying to attack each other. Although I really approve of that. That is the mighty Marvel method, is to have a misunderstanding, fight, and then team up.
Especially
I saw the Avengers.
Spider-Man.
Especially with Spider-Man. It is now entirely up to everybody to have whatever transition scene conversations they would like to have, possibly including with Lawson, depending on what questions you ask and how you ask them. Alien guy.
No, I know. I'm just wondering how we
Okay.
get to him
Right.
since he's somewhere else. And
Well,
I would
Quicksilver
like-
knows exactly what hospital.
You do.
He's at
Yeah.
Manhattan
So he can-
Memorial.
I like that. Okay. That works.
Saint Manhattan Memorial
of Mercy.
of Mercy
Mountain.
Limited.
Esquire. That's good.
Okay.
He's at the hospital.
Right.
Thanks, Sarah.
Who are you? What are you? What are we going to do about Danvers? What are we doing?
I'm Spider-Man. I think those were aliens. I think that was your friend. I think you're the Avengers. I think that's all I know.
What's our plan, Cap?
Just immediately.
Recruitment drive. I like that's it. Who the hell are you? So what do we do about it? No decisions by the Scarlet Witch.
I'm not here to make decisions.
Only snap decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, Spidey, you did good, kid.
Thank you.
I want to give you your nickname, Spidey. That's from Cap now.
Okay.
Headcanon accepted.
Canon.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
Market.
I will accept any nickname given to me by Captain America.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Great.
He salutes.
I feel like Webhead is probably one that Jameson has screamed over the
Yeah,
giant
I feel like that
TV,
one's
go.
taken.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Spidey. Nobody
Spidey's
likes you enough to call you Spidey.
Right.
Nope. I've never
Except
had a
for
friend
Captain
before.
America. So
Okay. So, I want to say something about how I went into space with Danvers, and I'm personally responsible for seeing to it that she is all right. So,
I'll
said that.
fill you in at that point. I'll say Lawson took us to that ridiculously long named hospital. Took her to
St.
that
Manhattan Memorial of Mercy, Limited Esquire,
Oh, you've heard of it.
very one.
point the way.
Follow me. And I zoom down too quickly,
Zoom.
and then I come
Every
back.
damn time. He does this every time,
So we're all like, wait.
and then stands there and
That's the
checks.
way
the
I
watch.
roll, right?
Wait.
Then I come back. I'm like,
I'll take the subway.
You guys are so slow.
Yeah, I love every bit of that. This way. Fine. Well, I guess I know the way to St. Manhattan Memorial General. Limited
General, of
Esquire.
mercy.
Whatever.
I'll zip back into place and I'll do the wedding processional march where I'm like, step 1, foot together. Step 1, foot together.
Just take Cap
Come on,
with
guys.
you. We'll meet you there.
Okay. Let's hop on.
Can he do that? Is he that strong? Are you that strong?
Yeah, I'm pretty
You have to
strong.
read the comics.
Guys,
okay.
St.
I work
Manhattan
out.
Memorial Esquire St. Manhattan Memorial
Of Mercy.
of Mercy
Limited.
Limited Esquire.
Yes.
The abbreviation spells smelly.
Smelly.
I find this acceptable.
Smelly hospital.
So,
Smelly.
Okay.
so you all find. So does every? Okay, Cap has given you a nickname and not told you to go home. So I
Right.
assume that wherever the Avengers go, Spidey is with them at least until they say otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not
Captain
being
had
sent
a little
away, I'm
bug.
joining.
Light-
Everywhere that Captain went, the bug was sure to go.
Are we still going to get light side eye for the teenager from Scarlet Witch?
No, if Cap trusts him, I trust him.
All right.
I trust Cap.
Wow.
Okay.
I
Does this
too
count as
am
me leading a
hashtag
team,
with
or is it
Cap.
just nice that everybody listens to me?
Go ahead and have it. It's fine. Okay. So everybody, one way or the other, gets to the hospital.
Yes.
Right? Once you get to a
Yeah, we
hospital, there is still, well, for one thing, it's incredibly busy because
Right.
basically every emergency room is now flooded
Yeah.
with the people who, it's all very, by and large, it's very light wounds. You know,
Yeah.
they're only light casualties because you guys were out on the streets doing your damn job as Avengers.
Yeah.
But you did have like an influx of people bonked in the head
Right.
or who were near enough to the one humongous piece of debris that did make it all the way to the ground.
You're gonna
You know,
throw
kind of
that in
stuff.
my face again, aren't
A
you?
little bit. I gotta enjoy what little victories I have over Thor and his mountain of dice. So it is crawling with actual, very busy
Right.
emergency room. In addition, there is a security guard. Like you can see kind of deeper into the examination rooms. You can see that there are doctors surrounding Carol, cutting her, the astronaut uniform off, checking vitals, all that, ER style, yelling at one another. And there's a security guard like trying to escort the large blue man away, and he's just not moving. Like there's not really anything the security guard can do. He keeps saying things like, "I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police." And he, to his credit, the blue man doesn't do anything overtly violent to him. He just holds his ground. Every now and then a nurse or a doctor will turn and yell, "You can't really be here. Just let us do our job." And he's out of the way, but he is right there, two eyes on Captain Danvers.
That's creepy.
Well, I mean,
It's
he's
understandable,
not,
though,
I don't
yeah.
want to say he's like
not
creepy statue
Edward Cullen.
immobile, but I mean,
Right.
He's not like breathing heavy.
But he's
Yeah.
but he
Gotcha.
is not. He is not
He's
to be
watching.
moved
He's
from
very
his
concerned.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and
We need to get him out of this hospital from around all these
people.
people. We need them to be able to take care of Carol and get him out of the way so that we can talk to him.
I'm going to disagree with that and say that
We can have our conversation there. I
yeah,
think.
yeah. If anything, we can block the people off. We can request, like more privacy. But I like the ICU or whatever. But
If I get to the hospital first, I'll
And
walk
you
out
do.
to Lauren's.
You do.
yeah,
And I'm going.
you.
I'll just stand next to him for a moment, and if the security guard is coming up, I'll just nod at him and say, "He's with us."
Okay,
Ooh.
that works. That's good. I like that.
He's with us, and then I'm not going to say anything for a while because it's a pretty somber moment in
Yeah.
general. Also, I don't fully know everything that happened. Don't
Right.
comprehend it.
Right.
Right.
And after a couple moments, before I see that the rest of the team is coming to the hospital and is approaching, I'm going to not take my eyes away from Danvers, but I'm going to say, "So, you're an alien."
I like that.
It's just small talk.
We know he can speak English, right? Because he said something to us in English already.
He said a lot of things
He
to
said-
us.
Yeah,
Like we knew
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
as a...
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is true. Okay. All right.
That is correct. I am not originally from this planet.
Cool. Yeah,
No, that seems really on point.
the wires are going in my head.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
things are happening inside. All he processes is out externally is just, okay. You did the right thing, taking her here.
So Quicksilver does beat the rest. I mean, you guys come very
That's all.
quickly,
We come
but
quickly,
he's a blink of an eye, right?
Yeah.
So he has a couple of minutes. In the couple of minutes that you get there, the general hubbub of the ER does not diminish, obviously.
yeah.
But
I'm very frustrated by that because I want to start commanding people to give blood, but we all have like crazy X-Man blood.
No, we don't because they're owned by Fox. So
Whatever.
She wouldn't be able to handle the midi-chlorians.
Inhuman. I don't know.
I feel
no,
like
that's a thing too.
Spider-Man is just every person he sees at the hospital. Hey, hi, guys, I'm with the Avengers. I'm with
these guys.
Even when they don't ask, I'm with Captain America.
Patients sitting in wheelchairs. Hey, I'm with Cap over there. This,
with Captain America.
I'm gonna look at Spidey and be like, "Can you be cool for like 2 seconds?"
No, I've never been known to be able to do that.
I love all this honesty. Just yeah. So, minute or two later, by the time you get there, they have like a stripped. They've gotten the astronaut uniform kind of thing off of Danvers, and while the like actual machines are having trouble reading her, they're taking her pulse, listening with the stethoscope, and they're like, I mean, she seems fine. She seems in good health. She is not awake and she is not responsive. And she is causing like the cardioencephalogram, whatever, the heart monitor and stuff. Like none of that stuff is working. It's just fritzing when they try and like put it on her. It's not working, but it's not broken either. It's like as soon as they like the magnet next to the TV screen, like it goes all weird and you pull it away and it's back to normal. It's kind of like that. But everything they can do to check her, she does not seem in distress. Like strong, steady pulse, deep breathing. She's just non-responsive. Yes, Dr. Thor.
Is this like any sort of? Is this from like any sort of alien technology that I would be familiar with?
No.
Okay.
Can
Whose
I
turn is it?
I mean, right now we're just
Transition
doing
scene.
transition scene, so we're just talking about it. But would it be helpful at all if I were to go over and try to read her mind or try to wake her up mentally?
Okay, absolutely. Do you want to try and wake her up? Or do you just want to kind of check in?
I think I want to check in first.
Okay. You are not welcome in her mind, right? It's not resisting. She's not capable of resisting you enough to like try and bother with that kind of thing. But you've done this before, okay? Most minds resist the intrusion of other minds unless they know exactly what's happening and are really working hard to chill out about it.
Right.
And this is a particularly strong personality, right? So you are not welcome there.
Okay.
At the same time, it is kind of like her subconscious is very active, and the dreams seem to be. I mean, there's a lot of giant robots and big flashes of light. There's a lot of the imagery nearly crashing, kind of stuff going on. But by and large, I mean, seems like a normal human mind that is just in a heightened state of stress.
Okay. Captain, do you want me to try and wake her up?
Yeah. I also want. I mean, I guess I have to wait my turn, but I also want to talk to Lawson. But
I mean, you can talk to him right.
This
isn't a turn thing.
Very well. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I want to talk to Lawson. I want you to wait then until I've talked to Lawson about what we're going to do about trying to wake her up or.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So this would be the moment that he steps into the conversation. Like you could do this reading from the foot of the bed or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, no, she's doing fine. And then as soon as you start talking about trying to wake her up, he stiffens and like.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then.
He
I
just.
back off.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Again, I don't want to overplay. It's not like overtly like, oh, I will smash your face. But it's
Right,
like,
but he's
oh, now
suddenly taking
I'm
an
now
interest.
involved in your
Yes.
conversation.
Okay.
Am I taller than him?
Absolutely.
Cool. I stand over him.
Okay.
You just like get up like real close up next to him?
Like kind of behind him, kind of like crossing my arms as
It's like mouth
Cap.
breathing.
Well, I mean, he knows I'm there.
Yeah.
Like while you're talking to him.
I mean, he gives way. Like it's not.
Yeah.
There's no macho positioning. As far as he's concerned,
Good.
he doesn't.
Can I read
He does
his
not
mind really quick?
demur.
And figure out is he like trying to be like what's his MO? Like
Lawson's
what's the
mind?
situation? Yeah, Lawson's.
Sure,
What's
give-
the situation?
give that a
Let's let him
shot.
talk first.
Well, I just want to know, like, is he planning on letting us closer so that he can hurt us, or is he like legitimately concerned about Carol and we need to like back up and let
I am.
Let's ask him.
I will say,
I say
I'm
let's
still
ask him.
standing
I wanna talk
beside
to him.
Lawson. I am I feel like he's proven himself enough to me by
Okay.
taking her to the hospital
Yeah,
and getting
yeah.
her the care she needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he had taken her elsewhere, I would have had a very different reaction completely.
Okay, then I'm gonna step back and
So
let Cap do her job.
Okay, so
Okay.
little minor shimmery scene transition, right?
Okay.
So because she's completely stable, but obviously not ready to go home,
Right. Yeah.
they get her out of the ER. They have plenty to do
Okay.
there. Okay,
Yeah,
so they
sure.
kind of
So
get
she
her
gets-
to a room, and they find a relatively private room. One that's not immediately being shared since a bunch of people in weird costumes are apparently
Right.
going with her. Because that's the other thing that, and again, if anybody of you wants to fight over this, say so. But Lawson makes it clear he's going where Carol goes.
Yep.
Okay, so they get her into a room that has like kind of an observation area so that they can be in there doing their jobs while you guys stand where he can keep an eye, like through a window where he can keep an eye on her. So, a little shimmery, a few moments pass, you guys get ushered up to this room. And now that he's confident that she's okay, he turns and he's, well, I guess the least I can do is answer your questions. So, in deference to Liz, I'll mention again, we can kind of do this in a variety of ways. Okay. We can actually kind of act out the conversation.
Okay.
I'm fine with this. We can instead kind of do like a bullet point debrief, things he's prepared to share. You guys tell me how you react to these things and how, like, do I want to be friendly? Do I want to be standoffish or somewhere in between? We can do this a few different ways. Who has preferences?
I like acting it out.
I'm willing to give that a try.
So when he says that he'll answer any questions, Spider-Man just yells, "What's the meaning of life?" And then everyone looks at him and goes, "I'm sorry, I just always thought that would be the question I would ask an alien."
Scarlet Witch rolls her eyes so hard her neck
So-
cracks.
So many, yeah. He absolutely. I mean, he's not new. He's read the newspapers and stuff, so he has an idea of who Spider-Man is, and so there's this like switch to you, back to Captain America. Like, okay,
Aside to Spider-Man, and Thor's just kind of like, you can ask me sometime.
okay. So it sounds like Captain America or Thor probably, or some combination.
Yeah,
taking.
I think so.
In the midst of the shimmery transfer from the ER to this observation room, you got told. Did you use the word Kree? Kree Empire, nefarious
Yes,
cowards.
Kree.
These are the bullet points. Kree Empire, nefarious cowards.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't trust him.
All right.
It's
Can't
a
trust him.
slash can't trust them.
Suspicion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suspicion and mistrust.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
So so the least I can do is answer your
Okay.
questions. We'll start with introductions. I already know who you all are. You've known me as Lieutenant Colonel Lawson, but that is not my real name, obviously. So I am pleased to introduce myself for the first time to the Avengers as Plus Commander Gehernes Halassan Mar Vale of the Kree Void Navy. Specifically, the Science Division. I'm an expert in xenobiology.
So
Come
his
again?
name was Marvel.
I think I've
right?
heard of you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Xenobiology?
like yours. Yeah. So for slow, he actually does just rattle it off, just like we would rattle off name, rank, serial
Right,
number kind of
right.
thing. But for the players at home, it's Plus Commander Gehernes Halassan Mar Vale of the Kree Void Navy.
Marvale.
Marvel. That's what I
Yes.
said. Marvel.
I'm
close.
with ya.
All right.
No, that's great. Just start calling him Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm gonna call him Marvel. Yeah, Commander Marvel. Thank you for your care of Carol today.
Thank you, Captain America. You safely delivered her from orbit. The least I could do was save her from dying at the hands of one of my Empire's sentries.
Why do you care about her?
I care. I mean, that's okay. So that I should say that's not a Josh hesitation. Like there is a sort of catch in the answer, and then I have decided to care a great deal about all of Earth's people.
Sure.
Why are you
I-
trespassing on this planet, Kree?
You're one to
Why?
talk.
I might ask the same thing of you, Asgardian.
Earth is under the protection of Asgard and Thor Odin's son.
This is an interesting new development in comparison to when we left that century here.
Yes, you've just proven my point. Our Asgardians are not the one who are shooting Earthling vessels out of the skies.
That was an accident. That was not my doing. That was the doing of my empire. I couldn't possibly know that we had left a sentry here. You know as well as I do, we've left them all over the galaxy.
Okay, at that point, I've got a hand around his throat, and I'm saying something along the lines of, it's an accident that might prove more costly than you anticipated.
So he has like sort of gauntlet things on, like sort of a glowy jewel kind of thing right here. And it like morphs and slides up around his hand and becomes a very, sort of spacey ray gun. We can continue to have a peaceable conversation, or you can put all of the people in this hospital in danger in a contest you should not be convinced you can win.
I would like to...
Besides the fact that I am not your biggest problem right now. Okay, hi Quicksilver, what's up?
I would like to be, as best I can, in the middle of them, facing Thor specifically.
It's a Quicksilver sandwich.
Hold me back. Hold me back. Come on, hold me back.
All right,
This
boys,
man
put the
just
rulers
saved
away.
our comrade. This man had every ability to take her to another place. If he went to cause anyone harm, he could have. But he put himself in danger today, and he protected Carol, and the only reason she's alive on that table right now is because of his efforts. We do have some questions to direct towards the Empire, I think. But as far as I'm concerned, Lawson has proven himself today. And then he'll look down for a second. Is Lawson okay?
For anyone willing to take my part against the Thunderer, Lawson's just fine.
Well, at this point, I mean, I release the Kree, and I turn on Quicksilver, who has inspired my ire.
Oh, good.
And so I turn on him, and I say, you do not know these people as I know these people. They are invaders, and they are violent, and they are a threat to this entire planet.
It's fascinating to me. Like, at this point, and it's I mean, he's very serious. Marvell is very serious when he says this, but it's also like, it's got a little bit of like a pedantic lilt to it. Like, it's a little bit professorial. It's interesting that the Asgardian interloper describes us.
That's exactly what I was
in
about
these
to say.
words, while he sets up an outpost for his father here. Did you consult the Earthlings?
Thor, listen, Alan has things to say to this. Thor cannot think of these things to say.
Right.
So
Thor says red face.
Right. Thor, he's just going to have to sit there and, he's probably going to end up throwing himself back at the Kree again, guys. Okay. I'm just letting you know.
No.
I'm throwing myself out.
No, you're still at me.
I'm doing it. I'm
busting you with it. I'm putting a telekinetic force field in between the two of them and separating Thor from Marvell.
Is that enough to calm you, or are you going to knock it down?
I'm going to try and knock it down, but
You're
hold me
not
back,
gonna.
guys.
You still have to
an
attack me
unexpected
to get
action
through
scene.
It
this.
is. What the hell?
Like, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's.
You're gonna fight all of us, and you're gonna lose. But okay.
No, it's fun. Let's do it.
Quite unexpected. All right,
Yeah.
I think probably start with trying to. Okay, you want to attack Marvell.
I want to attack the Kree.
He
just gonna
is
give him
not,
a slug.
He's not going to resist for now, because people are
Right.
this is very much
Yeah.
I'm not doing this kind of motion. So I'm gonna let you build that pool and roll it against the Scarlet Witch.
Cool.
And I build a pool too to contest him, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He's whatever Thor decides to do, it's gonna happen to him unless you stop it.
I'm just gonna give her a 6.
I do want to try and scare him off a little. I don't think I can scare Thor, actually. That's ridiculous.
You won't know until you try.
I would like to attempt to be imposing to get him to back off.
Okay. All right.
That's another D8. That is a 10.
Yeah,
and
so
a
that's
7,
happening.
17, and then a D8 for my effect die.
Okay. So one of these, like the wispy energy, comes off of her hand, and it's like a point defense, because it all has to go. Like it's kind of diffuse like smoke, and then it all has to go in one place to stop the mighty hammer of Thor, right? So it's like bright spot and this boom, and it's not quite loud enough to break windows, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff
Reverb
shifts.
in this room? Okay.
Everybody the couple of medical professionals in that room, like one kind of hovers over Carol, the other one's just looking horror and disgust at whatever the hell's going on in there.
You guys are embarrassing Captain America.
A little
right
bit.
now.
I can't take you guys anywhere.
A little bit, because absolutely, like Marvell is,
Yeah.
doing the step back. This is not. He was ready to take that hit if that's
Right.
what it took. And yeah, so is that, you guys tell me, is that enough to calm the thing down, or I think it's
Please
going to
don't.
get past to Quicksilver?
I think it is.
So does Alan pick whose turn it is?
Yeah,
next?
Alan does.
So you determine if
it
we're
might
done,
be,
or do you
I'll
pass?
tell you don't need to pick Marvell. He's not doing anything.
I'll go ahead and
At
I'll
this
say I'll even go so far as to say that I fall back on my butt. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Nice.
it's,
Okay.
I like the force
Reverb?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I fall back on my butt and I take a little shame damage and get up and brush myself off, and for now
I'm gonna look at you and I'm
feel
going to
like-
say, you are an Avenger. You need to act like it.
I feel like Quicksilver's got it. Are you prepared to give it to Quicksilver and see what he does?
Well, I mean, I'm just brushing myself off, and for now, my anger has been sated.
Tell me
even
what you
though I'm,
wanna-
like. It's doing.
Tell
it
me
through
what you want to
gritted
do,
teeth.
Quicksilver.
But I'll give it to you, Quicksilver.
I am going to. I would like to cause some emotional stress against him.
What?
Yes, yes.
Yay, Marvel Comics.
Yes.
In what manner? How will you go about this?
I am going to quickly run into
You
his
done
up
say.
into his face and push him against the wall if I can while I'm saying this. I was a part of Hydra. And if I had to answer for every misdeed that Hydra did, then I would not be standing here today as an Avenger. You should absolutely know, as the brother of Loki, that you cannot hold one man responsible for the crimes of an entire race.
I appreciate the drama. So,
Right.
so I'm gonna. You're prepared to drop some emotional stress on
Yes,
Thor right now?
I am
Okay.
absolutely prepared to drop some emotional stress because this is a big moment for
Yeah,
him.
absolutely.
He is invested in this.
No, by the way, yes, fantastic.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Nailed the Loki, nailed the Hydra. Love every bit of that. Tell me what's in your
okay,
pool.
Get my dice ready.
I am buddy.
Yeah, being attacked in the brain and the heart is a little harder for Thor to deal with than the body. So yeah,
Right. That's a 15
he's pretty serious about
with
it.
a 10.
So
You have pissed us off royally.
awesome.
You could say we're getting pretty serious.
But- guys, I'm super serial.
I am prepared to ding my 10 XP for accepting the good intentions of an extraterrestrial
Yeah, I'm
and
pretty
calling
close to
him
there,
a
too.
friend.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Have it. Have it.
Wow, yeah, you definitely get that.
Am I getting the 10 XP for calling this an ET free zone? Except as Guardians?
I want you to, because of the way you started this, I really want that to be some kind of very public and loud Thor declaration.
Okay.
So not yet.
Okay, I'm
but
down.
you're definitely trending that way, and I'm only saying that because you started this with a press conference of "We got this." I would like to see that, especially if we see the rest of the Avengers go a different way,
Cool.
and you're standing there going, "Yeah, whatever they said, but don't." I mean, so you're trending that way, but I'd like to hold on to that for a better moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm totally down. So let me ask you this real quick, Robbie. Any of the abilities that you used, were they mystical or were
I just
they...
got in your face really, really quickly.
Okay.
And yelled at you.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not being able to go with like mystic resistance. Not even my godlike stamina. I'm not
This
even
is
gonna be able to-
emotional.
Godlike stamina is actually usually for healing,
Exactly.
or for shrugging off
Is
things like
that what
gases
it's
and
for?
poisons.
Or superhuman durability.
Sometimes
none
the
of
hammer's
that.
just a hammer, Liz.
Yeah.
Jeez, Cap.
Hey, Cap was frozen for many years.
And she's
And
not
she's
frozen
lonely,
anymore.
I
Okay?
guess.
She's
You're as
thawed.
cold as ice.
Somebody needs
Okay.
to keep that lady warm at night.
I'm thawed. That's right. Yeah.
Woof.
I might only be able to roll 2 dice.
Well, no.
Please, God.
Okay, your
Can't do Mjolnir abilities.
I don't really see it helping with the sick burns. No.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to roll my 2 dice.
Yeah.
6.
6
Total.
Okay, so
Robbie,
It'll
Thor.
be a D6.
Listen,
It'll be a D6.
D6.
Robbie,
Okay.
Thor would not respect Quicksilver, and I would not respect you as a player if you pulled your punch.
No, I think that you.
I'm not
Pretty serious
You need
about
to
I am not.
place.
I am not
Yeah,
a
you're
punch
super
puller
serial.
here.
Yeah.
I am stepping that up
Okay.
to its maximum.
Cool.
Now, so Thor's interaction the rest of this is going to be extremely limited as he sits in the corner and sulks over
and thinks about what he's done.
and thinks about what he's done.
That's convenient because that's exactly how I was going to play it.
Meanwhile, Marvale is now prepared to talk to the grown-ups. Apparently,
Yeah.
Spider-Man just kind of goes over and hangs out with Thor and starts questioning him. So the meaning of life stuff that you mentioned earlier.
Shut up, kid.
All right then. Never been told shut
Quiet
up
your
by a god
tongue, ye
before.
man of spiders.
So Marvell, buddy,
Ugly green color.
can you tell us what is happening with Carol? She's not responding to our medicine. I want to know if she's going to be all right and if there's something that I need to do.
I don't have remotely all of my equipment here, but I don't know what is going on right now. I'm not saying that I couldn't figure it out.
Right.
But I don't know what this is. These strange readings that your equipment is getting, I don't know. I don't understand it.
Okay.
That's why I flew her immediately to a hospital. I should have absorbed the blast. And she doesn't appear to be physically harmed, but I don't.
But
I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know and we don't know.
I'm gonna give Cap a significant look, asking, "Do you want me to try and wake her up now, or?"
Well, what do you think, Lawson? Oh, damn it. Marvale.
That was such a Peggy Carter
Police
thing.
Commander.
I can see that. Lawson, damn it. Police Commander.
Police Commander
Just eye
Marvale.
raised behind the mask.
In any case, yeah. We have someone on our team who may be capable of waking Carol up and checking in on her and seeing how she is. Is that something that you're comfortable with? I don't want to make the situation worse.
I don't know what to make of this. If your medical professionals feel that a mind probe is a reasonable approach to dealing with whatever medical problem this is,
Don't ask the doctor. Do it.
I do it. Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna
Not
go
to
with.
interrupt.
no, that's
Nice.
23 was my total.
No, that's not how it works.
that's not how this
different game.
Okay,
particular game works.
13 and a D10.
That is significantly higher than a 9. So you force her awake.
Okay.
And I mean she comes awake, right? But is night terrors, I think, is
Yes.
probably the closest thing that I would like. Like
Okay.
she's awake but is very freaked out. Like, because remember, the last thing that she saw
Right.
was
A giant
yeah.
robot and
and
explosions.
it's been kind of a big day even for a combat pilot.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
She went to space, you know.
So she kind
Speed of light.
She kind of wakes up freaked out.
Yeah.
But isn't really like coherent for conversation.
Okay.
And after a minute or two of this, they have to sedate her. Like they knock her back out.
Oh, so we can't
to
do
calm her
anything to
down.
calm. Okay.
But like one of the doctors who is like trying his best to kind of keep up with what's going on is
Right.
maybe a little time. Maybe give us a little more time to see if we can find some equipment that won't freak out. I mean, I don't know. He's at a loss and is
Okay.
he's trying to politely ask the Avengers to stop trying to kill his patient. Like that's what it comes down to. But he also recognizes that he's talking to Avengers. So
Right. Yeah, I gotcha.
and a blue man apparently from space.
Perhaps it would be best if we weren't here and discuss the rest of this someplace else.
At this point, I do not want to leave until I know that Carol is better, or at least on the road to being
There's nothing that we
better.
can do for her right now.
No, finally something I can agree with the captain on.
Okay, what are you suggesting that we go and talk about?
I'm suggesting that we sit down with Police Commander Marvale and figure out what the hell is going on here, sir.
Don't you humans have things called waiting rooms?
I'm afraid after these efforts to revive Carol, if they're sure she's fine for now, we don't have time for a lot of conversation. What I have to tell you, I need to tell you now. You may have made a mistake in defeating the Sentry the first time. And he'll kind of explain very, very quickly, a little breathlessly, but also it is not without some pride that he kind of quickly explains that the Kree are a large sectors of the galaxy spanning empire who have explored even more than that. And when they weren't sure what to do with a place, they would just sort of plant their flag. Millennia ago that the Kree were here. I mean, before anything like living human memory, the Kree were here, did some experiments, left a sentry, and went home. Okay. And forgot.
What was the point of the Sentry?
They start out as like an explorer. The reason they have an empire is they were prepared to sort of pack their explorers into rickety ass ships and throw them to the stars.
Got it. Just to get as far as they could.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so the Sentry is their flag.
Yes.
Okay.
Now this would have been when they were well past that point that they found Earth, but still that willingness to just push it, and if they can't hold it or they aren't sure if it's going to be useful, they leave a sentry to say this is ours. Mar-Vell rediscovered Earth in the archives and decided to come check it out. I mean, he's a xenobiologist, that's what he does.
Right.
And especially with reading about some of the experiments that had been done by his ancestors. So he comes to check Earth out and realized quickly that Earth was really interesting. Like the rise of like superhuman people. I mean, it's all this kind of genetic potential is exactly the kind of thing that the Kree would be interested in, but they would subjugate it. That is what they would do. They would come in here and take it over, and he did not want to see the potential of Earth quenched that way.
Okay.
So he insinuates himself into places where he might hear about things like interstellar travel, and he was trying to sort of mask its existence from his people. Okay. That's why he was there and why he worked his way into that place.
Okay.
On with the Resilient and with the
right.
He's not surprised that there was a sentry, but that wasn't reflected in the archives. But he's not surprised because that's what they do.
Right.
He was trying to kind of hide it from all of that. Obviously, he failed. But that's what the sentry did. However, there's a fail-safe, and this is when he starts very haggard. There's a fail-safe that my people build into the sentries. If the sentry deems that the life forms it encounters are a true threat to the Empire, it will detonate a nega bomb, which will wipe out all life on this planet.
That sounds bad.
Thanks, buddy.
The worst. It is, I guarantee, preparing to do this even now.
Where's the nega bomb?
It was in the robot. The glowing green bit.
The big glowing green bit.
Yeah, is power source / negabomb. He kind of finishes up with humanity does not deserve to be conquered by the Kree. It should be allowed to survive. And then he looks into the next room. She should be allowed to survive. There is still time to save your species if you'll let me help you. Please. Cap offers the hand. There's a handshake. Excellent.
Quicksilver is very proud of the stand he made.
Yeah.
Right now.
Even as you're, if you make any kind of moves out of this room, like into the rest of the hospital, there are TVs, everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
And and they're showing the Kree Sentry, the Sentry robot, has made its way upstate. Like it's going to a secluded spot where it can be, Mar-Vell will tell you, it's looking for a place where it will have time to build up the energies necessary to release the to detonate the nega bomb.
Yeah.
We are on an extremely limited time frame. Where is that? You guys have some connections. You can see on TV. You're like, right. You can figure it out.
Is it Stark Tower?
No, it's heading out to...
It's far... It's
way upstate. Okay.
More rural areas.
Okay, hiding out.
It came to a population
Alastair
center.
house. Oh, God.
Oh, no! It's in Syracuse!
This is why you guys need to move to Oklahoma.
Everything bad happens in New York, you guys. You know this.
We just have tornadoes and sometimes Asgard
Yeah,
lives
I
here.
was going to say, sometimes Asgard is here.
Sometimes.
Botch Cast is a co-production of
Graphomania.
and Common Room Radio.
For more Common Room Radio podcasts, visit commonroomradio.com and follow us on Twitter @CommonRoomCast.
And for more Graphomania podcasts, go to graphocast.com, graphocast.com. Check us out on Twitter @Graphocast and follow us on Facebook.